Today's NYT Connections puzzle is trickier than usual, but I've got the hints you need.
All right, welcome to the deep dive. Get ready, because today we are plunging into something that's probably grabbing your attention daily.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe even causing a bit of, head scratching. Or maybe those triumphant fist pumps.
I think I know where you're going with this.
We're doing a deep dive into the New York Times' super popular word game, Connections. Specifically, we're unpacking the puzzle from June 7th, 2025.
Right. It's a really good example, that one. Shows how the game isn't just, like, knowing words, but seeing the links between them. Sometimes pretty subtle links.
Totally.
Yeah.
And we're using a breakdown from Mashable for this. They walked through that specific day's puzzle, hints, solutions, the whole thing.
Which is great. So our mission, basically, is to figure out what this game's all about, how you play it, and then really dig into those categories from June 7th. Try and get inside the puzzle maker's head, maybe?
I love it. I'm personally a huge fan of these daily brain games. Wordle kind of opened the door.
It really did.
The Connections just takes that daily challenge somewhere else, I think.
I agree. Wordle's great, fantastic even, but it's deduction, right? Finding one word, Connections makes you think more relationally. Grouping concepts.
Yeah.
And you see how popular it is. I mean, those little grid shares are just everywhere on social media.
They really are. So, okay, for anyone listening who hasn't quite fallen down this rabbit hole yet, what's the basic idea behind NYT Connections?
Okay, so you get 16 words on a grid. Your job is to find 4 groups, 4 words in each group that share some kind of connection, a theme, a category, but it's often kind of hidden.
And it's brand new every day.
Yep, resets after midnight, and they usually get trickier through the week, keeps you on your toes.
I saw the Mashable article mentioned Wynaloo, the associate puzzle editor. It's kind of cool knowing there's a person behind these clever little traps they set.
It definitely adds a layer, knowing someone crafted it. And it's super accessible too, right? Play it on the web or the NYT Games app. Easy to get to.
Okay, so you're staring at these 16 words. Walk us through playing it. What actually happens?
Right. So you think you've found 4 words that link up. You select them. If you're right, poof, they disappear, clear off the board. Makes the rest a bit easier to see.
That sounds pretty satisfying. But there's a catch, isn't there? Because you can be wrong. Mistakes, they count.
Oh, they absolutely count. The game keeps you honest. You get 4 mistakes total across the whole puzzle.
Only 4? Wow.
Yeah, make that 5th mistake, and it's game over. It shows you the answers you missed, that limit. It adds this whole strategic thing. Sometimes you think you see a group, but you hold back because maybe it's a trap,
Yeah.
a red herring.
Exactly. Those puzzle designers, they're definitely trying to misdirect you sometimes. I also like that shuffle button.
Oh, yeah.
Just rearranging the words on the screen, sometimes seeing them in a different order, just click something.
Totally. It can definitely help break a mental logjam. And the game even gives you clues about how hard the categories are meant to be.
The colors, right. Yellow's the easiest, then green, blue,
Yeah.
and purple is the really devilish one.
That's the system. Yellow's usually pretty straightforward. Purples, though.
Yeah.
They often involve, like, puns, idioms, phrases maybe, or just more abstract connections. Require some lateral thinking.
And then when you finally crack it, you get that nice, clean, solved grid to share. The bragging rights.
Precisely. That sharing aspect is, well, undeniably a huge part of why it took off like it did, just like Wordle.
Okay, so let's take all that, how it works, the colors, the mistakes, and focus on that specific puzzle Mashable covered. Connections. Hashtag 727, June 7th, 2025.
All right, let's unpack number 727. The article laid it out nicely, giving hints first.
Yeah, 2 sets of hints, which was interesting. The first set felt really broad, like yellow was just practiced in a gym.
Right, vague. Green was to create, blue, a musical piece, and purple, associated with a season. So those give you a general direction. You scan the words for anything gym-related or music-related.
But then they gave the second set of hints, and this is where it became much, much clearer.
Yeah, the second set really narrowed it down. Yellow became tips for working out safely, much more specific.
Way more specific.
Green changed from to create to just establish. Blue went from a musical piece to ditty, and purple from associated with a season to spring. Like fill in the blank.
Wow, yeah, that second set is basically giving you the answer's theme on a plate. Tips for working out safely is super clear. Establish, direct synonym. Ditty, okay, a specific kind of song. And spring tells you the exact structure.
Exactly. It shows how the hints are meant to guide you, like from the general cloud of possibilities towards the actual specific connection they used for that puzzle.
Okay, so with those specific hints, let's look at the actual solutions from the Mashable piece for hashtag 727. And spoiler alert here if you happen to be time traveling and haven't played June 7th, 2025 yet.
All right, the big reveal. Yellow, tips for working out safely, the words were. Breathe, hydrate, rest, and stretch.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Breathe, hydrate, rest, stretch. Pretty fundamental workout advice. Feels like it's a solid, straightforward yellow category.
Definitely fits the easiest billing. Then green, establish. The words were found, institute, launch, and start.
Also pretty clear synonyms, right? Starting something, founding something, launching. Yeah, feels green. Solid connection, not trying to trick you too much.
Exactly. Now, blue is ditty, and the words here were air, number, song, and strain.
Okay, hold on. Song, sure, that fits ditty, but air, number, strain. I mean, my first thought for those would be like ventilation, math, maybe pulling a muscle. How do those relate to a simple tune?
Ah, and that's the classic blue category move. This is where they often use words with left common meanings or meanings specific to a certain field, like music here.
Right.
So musical air is, a melody. A number can be a specific song or piece in a show. And a musical strain, yeah, that can also mean a melody or a tune. You got to dig a bit deeper into your vocabulary sometimes or know those niche meanings.
That is sneaky.
Yeah.
I definitely would have gotten stuck on number and strain.
Wow, it trips a lot of players up. And finally, purple, the hardest one. The category was spring. Spring. And the words were chicken, equinox, fling, and onion.
Ugh, the fill in the blank. Purple loves those. So you need to spot spring chicken, spring equinox, spring fling, and spring onion.
Exactly. And this shows that other classic purple trick, the connection isn't really between the four words themselves. It's between each word and that missing word, spring.
Right.
Spring chicken is an idiom, not about actual chickens.
Yeah.
The equinox is astronomy. Spring fling, the seasonal romance idea. And spring onion, the vegetable. They don't directly relate to each other, only to spring.
It's just fascinating how the difficulty ramps up like that. From simple synonyms in yellow and green to obscure meanings in blue, and then these like structural wordplay things in purple.
And think about the original 16 words all mixed together. How many other groups might look like they fit? Words related to, say, food or maybe time. That's where the real challenge lies, ignoring the tempting wrong connections.
Yeah, the article just gives the answers, but looking at it like this, you really understand the why these four words go together under this specific heading and not any other way. You're kind of reverse engineering the puzzle's logic.
So fundamentally, connections boils down to spotting that one correct pattern hidden among 16 words while navigating all those potential false trails and misdirections.
It really is a fantastic daily mental workout. Always something new to untangle every single day.
And maybe here's a thought to leave you with, just like finding those hidden links between words in the game. How much of just like navigating the world is about spotting the underlying patterns, seeing the associations and stuff that seems unrelated to figure out how to group things, how to understand them. Maybe getting better at one helps with the other.
That's interesting. Does playing connections make you a better pattern spotter in life? Food for thought.